God.
And good morning. It's 7:04 on this Monday. It's June 7th. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Hello, everybody. A little rain falling here on a Monday morning. We welcome you to our program.
Great.
Was it raining when you came here this morning?
About halfway here it started in. It's pouring down when I got here.
Yeah.
So
Well, it slacked up for me.
I think it's going to be hit or miss all day, I think.
Yeah. Well, you're located at 1506 West Main, Absolute Kubota. You've been with them how many years?
About 7 now, I think.
And you've got it, everything from weed eaters to hay balers.
That's right.
How's the hay business been this year?
It's good. I talked to some of the farmers. I think the ones I've talked to, I think they all got their hay cut. You know, the rains kind of was messing them up last week. They were wanting to get some late cuts, but I think it might be just a little bit thinner than they were wanting. Some said they were getting fewer bales per acre because of the cool snap we had there in early May.
Well, you've got a lot to see. Just as we indicated, I mean, a weed eater is not too big an item. A hay baler is a little bit bigger. Some of those tractors are humongous.
That's right. Got everything in between there. We can take care of you.
What's the going thing right now?
Of course, we're still selling lawnmowers, and those RTVs are super hot. You know, the side-by-sides, as some people call them. Those things are really moving. Just small tractors. You know, we sell more smaller tractors in this area than we do 150 horsepower tractors, just because of the people, the amount of property that they own. Still just selling good. Still got 0% financing on everything. No money down. You know, we can get you financed pretty quick and get you in
really
and out.
like that, don't you?
I do. It's a big driving force for the market. You know, for the lawnmowers and the tractors. You know, there's a lot of people that have a lot of expendable income. They could write a $20,000 check, but why take your $20,000 out of the bank when you can just, you know, give it back to them at like $300 a month or whatever, and just have a tractor and keep no interest goes on. You've got it there to take care of things.
Well, that's certainly a good selling point. I bet a lot of people listen to you.
I try to get them too.
Well, the move 1506 West Main, of course, is giving you more display area, and you go by there, you see a bunch of orange. If you look, direction.
It's been great for us. You know, of course, we still have Hustler and Exmark at 1325. They're still there. Sales are up there. At 1506, we take care of all your parts, service, all your sales of the Kubota, Land Pride, Red Max. You know, all those different lines, you know, are taken care of right there at 1506 West Main, right on the main road. Easy to get in and out, no problem.
Didn't you tell me Kubota bought Land Pride?
Yes, Kubota owns Land Pride. That was a Great Plains mother company too. It was a great company. It was just a good accusation for accusation for them to have that. You get a cutter, which some people call brush hog. We call them cutters, box blades, post hole diggers, tillers, pallet forks, you know, hay spears, whatever you want. All that can be financed with a tractor at 0%. And right now, up to 0% for 84 months.
Doesn't get much better.
No, I mean, you really can't. Just, you know, you come in at, you know, just a decent credit score, and, you know, you can get in and get out pretty quick.
And I would think a fairly decent, if you're going for 7 years here, fairly decent monthly payment.
Oh, yeah, pretty cheap. I mean, it's just the easiest to think of. You just kind of figure out what you're going to get, how much your taxes are, if you have tax. You know, if you have over, I think, 15 acres, you can get your farm tax exempt card. State of Tennessee, you pay no taxes on lawnmowers, tractors, you know, any of that stuff. So you just come in, divide it by 84, that's your monthly payment. It's pretty simple. So,
well, I hope that you make sure that these people who are eligible get the advantage of the no sales tax.
They do. I think they're kind of surprised sometimes when I'll have a customer sit across from my desk and they're ready right then and there to purchase a tractor, and, you know, there may be $2,700 or so worth of taxes on it, and I'm like, hey, you know, are you in the green belt? And they're like, yeah, I've been thinking about getting my farm tax card. And I'm like, you can save this much money, you know, a couple of weeks or a week or so, you know, once you get that, you know, and they're ready to go then, but they're willing.
Well, that's something we haven't talked about before.
Oh, yeah, it's very important. You know, a majority of people coming in buying a lawnmower that own a third of an acre here in town or something, it really doesn't apply to them. Right. You know, but there's a lot of people buying out in counties. You know, a lot of people are moving out toward Watertown where it's a little less expensive, and they want a little land so they can walk outside and not have a neighbor staring right in their, right in their back door, so their wives aren't washing dishes, looking at each other through the kitchen windows and stuff, and it's just a great selling tool too.
And we did mention the recreational terrain vehicles, RTV.
Always have to.
Yeah.
Always have to. They're so popular. We've got anything from a little small 520 up through a cab unit with heat and air, and all in between with hydraulic dump beds, and they're all 4-wheel drive. Some of them will go 25, and some will go 40 miles an hour. So
All right. Well, Don Hamlet's waiting for you to come see him.
I'm headed there now. Come on.
1506 West Main, Absolute Kubota. Thanks so much. See you next week. We are 10 minutes after the hour, and I want to welcome Sheriff Robert Bryan, who is with us this morning. Sheriff, good morning to you.
Good morning, Coleman. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I had a nice weekend. I did. And then Vanderbilt won.
Yeah, I did see the
Did
Vanderbilt
you
thing.
realize it took them, 12 innings
Yeah.
to win that game
Yeah.
last night?
Yeah.
Oh, man. But anyway, no, the Reds were leading 7-0, and the Cardinals scored 7 runs in 1 inning and tied it up.
Oh, no.
And then Winker hit his 3rd home run in the game, and that was the winning hit, and they swept them.
Was you the
I've
only one?
got some friends that are Cardinal fans.
But-
I'm not trying to rub it in, but it's, it doesn't happen very often.
So was you the only one watching that ball game?
At my house,
No.
Sheriff, you know that. Oh, I don't know who else is. I don't care. I'm red, man.
I understand.
What's the latest with you?
Just a busy time of year. It's summertime, and things are getting warmer. More people getting out and about, and we had a big holiday last week, and we made it through it all right. It was a real busy holiday weekend, and we just we had different extra personnel out all weekend long last week, and it's and school's out, so that helps us a little bit with our school resource officers, and so we're just going to keep working forward, and we'll be right in the middle of summertime before long.
Let me ask this about the holiday weekend with COVID restrictions being lifted, with people wanting to, it seems to get out more. Did you really? Weren't there an awful lot of people that took advantage of the holiday and got out, even on the lakes?
Oh yeah, we saw a big uptick in lake traffic this actually ever since the weather started getting warmer, and we're going to continue to see that. And what we're seeing is, a lot of times what happened, so they go out and buy these boats and these campers and different things, and we're seeing, and you're seeing some camper places pop up around here selling campers, and they're doing a good business, and it's. I do a little bit of camping myself sometime, and really look at them campgrounds, and they're full. You'd say them. So people are out and about. A lot of people are doing that type of stuff until still traveling. Traveling on other types of vacations. So it puts more traffic on us, puts more responsibility on us. But like you're right, we're seeing a lot more people out and about.
Well, as far as lake courtesies and doing what you're supposed to do, you had to make many arrests or drunk while boating or whatever you call that.
Last weekend, I know TWRA had a few I saw come through the jail, and they are out there. We just ask people to be responsible. Have somebody on that boat driving that's not been drinking, and be responsible, because it's it's a scary thought that you got people out here on these boats that a lot of them, some of them don't know how to operate a boat, and it's very dangerous, and you got to be real alert when you're driving down, especially when on a busy weekend like that, and in the summertime it's going to continue to get more traffic out on the water, and we'll continue to have people out on the water all summer long.
Well, you still got a vehicle that you can take out on the lake and patrol?
Yes, we got one boat. I think TWA has several boats in this county. We actually have patrol cars. We work hand in hand with Corps of Engineers on some of their recreation areas. They pay our overtime hours for officers just to be at them recreation areas. So we're both on land and most of the recreation areas.
All right, well, I guess enough on that. We're about to time to take a break. Sheriff Robert Bryan is here. We'll talk about more things coming up after our break here on Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And it's now 7:14. Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Want to thank our friends at Absolute Kubota. Fully staffed service center and parts department. Most of their minor services can be done the same day. Servicing Exmark, Kubota, Land Pride, Red Max, and Billy Goat, 1506 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. It's busy, but it's moving here on Ellington Parkway, coming down from the top down to the bottom there at Spring Street. Traffic still looking good through Mount Juliet right now. It's so far down I-40 out of Wilson County. Let's keep up the good work out there on Harding Place at Trousdale Drive, South Nashville. We did see a wreck there a few minutes ago. Ripley's Aquarium, Sleep of the Sharks Family Edition, and something the kids and the grandkids will love. Check it out at Ripley's Aquarium of the Smokies.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Hey Lebanon, what's for dinner? If you find yourself asking or answering this question often, you're in luck because I have the answer for you. The Edge Food and Drink at Lebanon Country Club is now open. The newly remodeled restaurant is open to the public Tuesday through Sunday and is the newest gathering place for lunch, dinner, or watching your favorite teams. Follow The Edge Lebanon on Facebook and Instagram to see weekly food and drink specials and live music lineups. Check them out online at theedgelebanon.com. See y'all there.
Now's the time to get a great deal on select Kubota subcompact and compact tractors. Our reliable #1 selling operation and feature all the performance-matched attachments needed to tackle any job. Right now, put 0 down and get 0% APR for 84 months, plus save up to $1,200 now through June 30th. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com/offers for full disclaimer.
Visit Absolute Kubota, 6 West Main Street in Lebanon.
Coleman and Company, thanks for joining us here on a Monday. Sheriff Robert Bryan pays his monthly visit, and at least for 7 months out of the year, you get to come at 7 o'clock.
That's right, 7 o'clock.
Well, now see, if I had had this set up earlier with Sheriff Ash came from time to time when I asked him, but we never had a regular time for him to come. And when you got sheriff, I already had the legislative people coming at 7. So that's the reason. We're not discriminating, but you seemed better.
Yeah, I do. It's I'm an early riser and like to get to work a little bit earlier than most, so it gets me up and get me going pretty quick.
You live out in the rural area, don't you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You like that too, don't you?
Oh, yes, sir. A while ago when he talked about wives washing the window and talking to each other, I get it. You see a lot of that going on, and you see a lot going on in the county. Yeah. Building these houses real close, and I've got a little farm out east in the county, and I enjoy it.
Well, we talk. We can't hardly have a discussion anymore, any lengthy discussion, growth conversation even before. But you're having to deal with this part of the jail expansions going on right now is
right.
because of growth.
Right, and we just went through. We're still in the budget process. They'll probably vote on our budget this month's county commission meeting, and these commissioners got a tough job. They do, and they do a good job in sorting through everything and of all the department's needs. And I understand every department in this county has needs. And they want to do what's best for the county, and we're seeing, like I said, every time we sit at this table, we talk about growth, and anytime you got growth in the county, you're going to have growth in different departments, and our calls for service, our call volume, and different crimes that we're having in this county is really driving our numbers, and it's getting more and more difficult every day trying to respond to all this stuff.
What are some of the crimes, some of the things people are being arrested for, maybe more than others right now?
Well, we're seeing and I wanted to bring this up today too, and you may have saw it on the news, and that's why I warn people: just don't make yourself be a victim. Yeah. Because what does people put in their garage? Tools, chainsaws, blowers, all the stuff he was talking about earlier. He's selling. That's what they do. And it makes an easy target. And, I sometimes I don't like advertising how these criminals are working because criminals hear it and they say, oh, that's a good idea. Let's go do it. These criminals is not listening to your show this morning at 7 o'clock in the morning. But I'm just saying, don't make yourself a victim. But they're driving around, people leave their garage doors open. halfway up or whatever, and that's just an opportunity. And they run in there real quick and grab this and grab that, and they're out of there. And it's hard to track them. But just we just ask people to be responsible and just don't make yourself a victim.
But there's been an uptick in this, more and more of that.
A lot of your thefts is up. We're seeing a lot of that. We're seeing a lot more drug trafficking, drug offenses in this. But we're seeing, we've got our local ones that's always involved in it, but we're seeing a lot of people from out of county coming in here, and and we're catching them. We're putting them in jail, and but I've said from day one that what drives all the other crimes is drug and addiction and different things like that. It always will be. It's always been what drives these other crimes.
Well, since we did mention, back to the budget for just a minute. I guess you are asking for more. You're you're going to need more money to operate this next fiscal year than you did this past.
This year. We sort of focused on patrol, investigators, dispatchers, things like that, for the main reason that when this jail comes on board over the next couple of years, we're going to have to start hiring for the jail,
right?
And it's so we need to focus on patrol in these different areas this year because we may not be able to next year.
You're trying to stay ahead
You're
of the
trying to
curve.
stay ahead of the curve,
Yeah.
And we designed this jail and the project one time do it over the next 3-4 years, okay? Because the jail will open up in different phases. So,
Well, how is construction going? Are you pretty much on time?
yes, it appears to be. There's walls up, and that you can't get it up quick enough. But I feel like they're moving. Actually, I think they're a little ahead from the schedule that they originally gave us. And
Well, I think last time you were here, we might have mentioned something about parking, but hopefully that's not too big a problem. You still do have that property across the street that once was Highland High Church of Christ.
right, and as I said last time I was here, anytime and just like opening a new school, opening up different businesses, once people get used to traffic flow, it'll work itself out. We had some hiccups there at first, just people wasn't aware of the college, Highland Heights building behind there. And we got some signage up, different things, and it's and got the word out to a lot of our attorneys and different ones that come to the building all the time to let their clients know, hey, you might park around back. You may show up 5 minutes early, and but it'll do some people good to walk around there.
Well, I haven't paid a lot of attention to exactly. It seems to me where your building is I guess to the east of the jail. What's this? How's it going to be when this is finished? What's the big change?
That will be what the walls you see up right now is actually 2 stories. It will go up 2 more stories from where it is. That will be a tower, a 4-story tower that goes up from there, and it'll be attached to our existing building. We've got what I call a main hallway, a spine that comes from one end of our building all the way to the other end right now. And what they'll do, they'll tie in right there at the end, and they'll go all the way out to that tower right there. And in between that tower and our existing building will be a dispatch area, new sally port, new booking area, and some administrative type offices and things.
All right, what's going to happen to the other offices? Are they going to stay there, or are they eventually going to be gone over into maybe a new building across the street?
You talking about as far as the courts?
Yes.
That would be a county commission question. That would be a mayor question.
That hasn't been determined?
It has been discussed, yes. It has been discussed that, and there has been some meetings about it, and the mayor set up a few meetings with the different judges and the sports staff and the lawyers and attorneys and district attorneys and things like that to try to come up with a plan about what needs to be done over at the Highland Heights building. I think, the discussion is, yes, there needs to be a court facility over there. The reason being we got courts over on College Street, the old College Street building, church building. We've got courts at in our building,
Yeah.
and we're running out of room. And you're looking at, I think the mayor said while on here before, you've got where the mayor's office, the old courthouse, it's packed, it's full. They're running out of closets, some of them up there. And you know, there needs that this will provide room for expansion for them, is what I see. But it'll put all the courts under one roof.
All right, well, one other, I think you may have just answered that. Then eventually where the courts have been adjacent to the jail and so on, that they're not going to be, that'll totally be the sheriff's department and your facilities off.
That has been in the discussion. Yes, I can't say for sure that's what it is, what it's going to be. I would hope that would work out that way. You know, our building's getting old and we're running out of room. But in saying that, if we could get all the courts over in one spot, right there at the Highland Heights building, and the plans are, or the what we're thinking is that we can attach that new building, if they build one, to our jail with some type of tunnel over the street or something like that. I'm not closing no more streets, okay? Okay. But it's and that way will have access for us to take inmates over to that facility. So.
Okay, well, I can see this is kind of a long-range planning thing, and you haven't decided everything right at the beginning, it seems.
But like I said, there has been some talks and meetings, and I hope we move in that direction.
Well, of course, I guess you mostly stay here in Lebanon. I'm sure you venture out, but we hadn't talked about Mount Juliet or even Watertown hardly this morning, but you're sheriff for the whole county. What's happening in those areas?
I just same things happening in Lebanon's happening in Mount Juliet, Watertown. I mean, it's. I heard Sarah Patton on here the other day, and she talked about how different each end of the county. She's right; they're different. Yeah. But you got more people in a confined area down Mount Juliet, and Lebanon's about the same. You drive through down South Cumberland, West Main on Friday, you'll see it, as Chris Dow would say. Wake up, Chris. He's awake. But you go up Watertown, and like I said, they've got their problems up there as far as it relates to same thing Mount Juliet's dealing with. It's just on a different level, I reckon.
Well, you hiring at all right now?
We are. We've got some openings in the jail. Like I've always said, we pretty much always have openings in the jail. You know, it's.
Well, I mean, we've said this several times, but a lot of people do start there. That's where your rookies go, and they get a taste of law enforcement and jail life and so on, and some like it and some don't. It's a good culling out process.
It's not everybody's cup of tea, I'm going to tell you. And, you know, they think they want to do it, and it's they get in there and they see what they have to go through. But, you know, you get your ones that really wants to do it, and it's that's the type of people you want. You know, if you're going to do it, if you're not going to do it, tell me up front, okay? Let's figure it out quick so we can move on. But
then you like it there, or you have the idea you can survive and go forward, advance, be a patrolman or be a detective or something later on, or even be sheriff.
Could be. But
well, you started in the jail.
Yeah, that's what you need. You know, we try our best to do is work our people up from the jail up to different areas in the department. So, and that's because of the fact that we know their work, what they're about, how they work, and it's important for us to know that instead of hiring somebody off the street that we don't know nothing about. So, that's a benefit for the sheriff's office.
All right, we got a minute to go here, Sheriff, and maybe you ought to mention again what you were telling me. You're having a lot of people that are leaving their garage doors open, storage places like a garage or whatever, and they need for sure shut them, maybe even lock them.
Right, just shut them, lock them, whatever. I mean, if you got a garage and just like I said a while ago, do not help these criminals make you a victim. Because we had a rash of these, and a lot of them's down the west end of the county. We talk east or west, but it's just shut the garage, lock it, and we talk about breaking in cars, lock cars.
Right,
just do just lock it up, and because I guarantee you, there's criminals out there riding around looking for something to steal, and don't make yourself a victim.
All right, well, good advice, and thanks for being with us. We'll see you next month, and we'll have to work that out. Next month, July 4th, is on Sunday, and most people will have the 5th
That's
off.
right.
So we'll
I
probably
don't. I'm working.
Well, we'll work out your next visit. Right now, I'm not sure when it is, but it'll be in July. Okay,
Sounds good.
Thank you, Sheriff Robert Bryan. That's part one of Coleman and Company. Keep it here for more. FM 98.9.
And at 7:29, let's see what's happening on the roadways. Want to thank Bates Ford, and Bates Ford has the low price tire guarantee on all tires every day up to 30 days after the sale. There'll be any competitor's pricing on the tires they sell. 1673 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. It's heavy, but it's moving coming out of Sumner County right now down Vietnam Vets through Hendersonville. And again, it gets busy there coming past Conference Drive. As you get onto the 65 split, it's on the increase also on 65 through Williamson County right now through Brentwood, Franklin. They were moving a wreck South Nashville a few minutes ago at Harding Place at Trousdale Drive. Gatlinburg Wine Cellar is home of the world-famous cotton candy wine. Check it out at GatlinburgWineCellar.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
The Farm Bureau Expo is your premier location for an event of any scale, making meeting in the middle easy and accessible for event planners and guests. The Expo proudly participates in the Tennessee Pledge to allow our guests to attend events with confidence. For booking details or to explore events to attend, visit FarmBureauExpo.com or check out our Facebook page at Farm Bureau Expo. We look forward to seeing you at the Farm Bureau Expo in Lebanon, Tennessee.
Gregory Dental Group in Lebanon is a family dental practice located across from Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital. They offer cosmetic procedures, dental implant services, and now featuring new digital dentures. Premium dentures in just 2 appointments. No insurance, no problem. Call about our discount plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Derek Gregory. In my office, you can count on compassionate staff who will truly listen to you, take the time to get to know you, and discuss your personal needs. I look forward to meeting you.
Gregory Dental Group, 444-0322, West Medora Parkway across from Gibbs Pharmacy.
To kick off the work week, you can expect scattered showers, so don't forget to pack the umbrella. Temperatures today will top out in the mid-80s. On Tuesday, more rain is in the forecast with highs topping out in the mid-80s. This weather forecast is brought to you by Walker Auction and Realty, professional auction and real estate services. Get top dollar for your home, land, or personal property. Log on to MikeWalkerAuctions.com. They know auctions. That's Look at Your Forecast. I'm meteorologist TJ Scott.
The company, thanks for joining us. Welcome to part 2. It is a Monday morning, and Billy Mullinax is here to talk about Rocky Williams' premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram of Mount Juliet. Good morning.
Good morning, Coleman.
How was your weekend?
You know, Coleman,
I'll ask you first
it
today.
was a great weekend. It seems like it's been forever since I've seen you. You know, we wasn't here last Monday.
That's
so
right.
I kind of missed that.
How was your Memorial Day?
It was good.
Y'all sell a few cars?
We were busy. We were busy, and we had a great finish to the month, and we've had a great start to the month so far for the month of June. So, yeah, it's all is well.
Rocky Williams, premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram of Mount Juliet, located at 600 Pleasant Grove Road. Billy, of course, is the general manager, and they are known for their no-haggle pricing. Everybody pays the same great low price.
That's it, Coleman. That is it.
They price their cars and not their customers.
And that's what people like, Coleman. People like knowing that they're being treated fairly and being treated like everybody else, and that regardless of who you are, you still pay the same great low price. You don't have to work to get it, and even if you know somebody, you can't get a better price. And that's, at the end of the day, Coleman, people just want to know that they're being treated fairly and that somebody else can't buy the vehicle for less money than what they can.
I think that's the whole thing right there.
Yes.
Really. For those 5 or 6% of people that like to negotiate, well, if you like it that good, go somewhere else.
Well, and you'll have those few, Coleman, that and they'll just be real honest. Some of them will even say, "I know that's a good price, but I just can't buy it if I can't negotiate." And we have to let them go somewhere else because we don't deviate and don't negotiate on our price.
Well, we always remind everybody that they need to see the entire inventory of the new and pre-owned cars at RockyWilliams.com.
Might even see your neighbor there, Coleman.
Yes, sir. Well, you've got and that's really your website is another indication of how you do business, I think, because you have that no haggle price right there. When you go to RockyWilliams.com, you got it right there for all the new and the pre-owned cars, and you don't have to do anything but go there to find out what the price is.
That's exactly right, Coleman. And
I've done it, by the way.
It's very, very transparent. And I was looking at another dealer's website the other day, Friday, I guess, and none of their prices were posted on their website. You have to click something in order to get your price, and that's just not a transparent way, in my opinion, Coleman, to do business. When you can shop online, don't have to submit your name, your email address, your phone number. It's just there in plain view, and you don't have to think, well, you won't see a get your today price or get your e-price on our website, because the price that you see is the price that's going to be good for everybody today.
Yeah. Well, that's just the way you do, totally up front. And as you've mentioned a number of times, we'll just pass this along quickly here. If there are rebates that certain people qualify for, that's not included in your no haggle price. And if you're due them, you can, at times, some people can get an even better deal because of certain rebates they qualify for that everybody doesn't qualify for.
Well, that's exactly right, Coleman. That's like on some vehicles, Chrysler will do, like, let's just say retired military. They'll do a rebate that has nothing necessarily to do with Rocky Williams. It's just a rebate that the factory will give for certain individuals, and we have to be able to prove, that they are retired military. And there's other things that that go along, other rebates also that come out occasionally. But that is not included in our price. You financing is not included in our price. There's some people's websites that in the small print now they're putting, I saw one the other day, if you don't finance, the price is $1,500 more.
Wow.
And, the price that we post on our website includes rebates that everybody in the Southeast Business Center qualifies for, and it's a cash price or it's a finance price. It does not matter.
Well, that's good to know. Totally upfront.
Yep. That's right.
Well, how's your inventory? We know that there's, as far as new cars go, with nearly all the dealers, it's been somewhat of a problem. You see light at the end of the tunnel.
Coleman, I'm not sure. Really, we're just finding information out month by month. New inventory is very light right now. Our pre-owned inventory, we bumped it up to kind of compensate for that. So we've got about 170 pre-owned vehicles right now. So we've bought some pre-owned 20 and even 21 model vehicles to try to offset those new ones that we are not able to get right now.
So you've got a lot, maybe not as much as you'd like, or we'll have in a few months, we hope.
That's right. That's right.
But if you need transportation, good, dependable transportation, and a no haggle price, you need to come see Rocky
Need to
Williams.
come see us.
Anything else before you go this morning?
Well, Coleman, it's vacation time,
Yes, it is.
as we talk about a lot. So some people need to upgrade. Some people just need to service what they've got, and we certainly can take care of either one of those needs. So if you're not happy with what you got, or you just don't feel comfortable going on a long trip, come see us either way.
All right. And you can start at RockyWilliams.com if you'd like.
That's right.
All right. Thanks for being with us. See you next Monday.
Thanks, Coleman.
That's Billy Mullinax, General Manager for Rocky Williams, Premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram of Mount Juliet. Remember, they price their cars, not their customers. 21 before the hour. I have invited David Collinsworth to be my guest, and he is here this morning. Now, if you are wondering who David Collinsworth is, he's been around here for a while, and he actually is the, owner and operator of CNF Office Machines, right? Good morning.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Appreciate you having me in this morning, Coleman.
Well, we've got a lot to talk about, But I want to start with you. I was telling you when you came in here, I think I remember when probably your mother, your family had some sort of hobby shop or something on the west end of the bypass, as I recall.
Sure did, yes, sir. That's been quite some time back.
Well, were you born and raised here?
I was born in Oak Ridge, and when I was 3 months old, my parents moved out on my great aunt's place out on 109. No, I'm sorry, not 109, but 70. And after that, we moved to Wildwood Avenue, and pretty much have been here all my life.
Yeah. Well, how did you get into you went to Lebanon High School, I take it?
Yes, sir, sure did.
Did you go to school
and,
after that?
Met my wife there. We were high school sweethearts. Been married 55 years.
Well, good.
And
Congratulations.
from there, I went to Hartsville Trade School to electronics. I'd always been interested in electronics. My dad was really into electronics. He was one of the first people, in fact, in Lebanon that had a television, and so he was always around electronic stuff. And so I went to school, and when I got out, was wanting to get into the electronic end of the business, and but just didn't have enough training. So I went to work for Victor Comptometer Corporation, working on mechanical machines. And so that was in fall of '67, and been hard work in it. I've been trained on a lot of different stuff. The sad part about this business is that there's not too many of us left these days.
Well, how long have you had your own business?
Started CNF Office Machines in '76, so I've had it for quite some time. Started out, my office was in Nashville, but we lived here in Lebanon, and just been working hard at it. Like I say, I've been trained on just an enormous amount of different types of equipment. Started building computers in '87. And I work on just a little bit of anything that had to do with office equipment. But like I say, I've seen so many of these companies go out of business, and it's really a shame because it's a good, solid, steady business, and I really do enjoy it.
So you stay busy.
Oh,
you have
yes, sir.
somebody calling you most every day.
Just
all day?
about every day. Yes, sir, sure do.
Well, now you have an office, or you?
Well, I actually work out of my house now. I had cut the business back to some degree. My office was in Nashville until 2000, and kind of got a little discouraged with all the taxes and everything going on down there, so I moved it back. But yes, sir, I stay real busy. It's not a problem.
Well, the commute probably didn't help any either.
Yeah, we don't enjoy that commute.
But I know not too long ago, Teresa had you over to Lebanon Senior Citizen Center, and it's been a few years, 3 or 4, I guess. But you came over there and shared a lot of information with us. But my impression that you know an awful lot about computers, and I guess if it's office machines, everything is just about computer driven or has a computer relationship, it seems, anymore.
Oh yes, sir. It's computers have pretty well taken over a lot. It's been a real interesting trip. Like I say, I started building computers in '87, and but I'm more of a service-orientated type person, and I like the ins and outs. You might say the guts of the machine, and and I try to keep up with all the latest stuff that's going on in computers, and it's been real interesting. I might mention though that. As far as I know, I'm probably the last factory-trained IBM typewriter technician, Middle Tennessee. So, so it's been a real interesting road for me, and I thoroughly enjoy it, and really enjoy the customers and the people that I deal with.
Well, now there weren't any computers before the mid '80s, or at least they weren't common. They began to
Right.
come along here, maybe even more prominently in the early '90s and so on. So, but you had to adapt to that. It must have come pretty easy, it sounds like.
Well, like I say, when I started out, I wanted to be in electronics, and to be quite honest with you, when I started dealing with computers in '87, I was thinking about getting out of the business because it had gotten to where just wasn't creative enough. There wasn't that much going on. I had seen so much mechanical stuff before then, there wasn't much that I couldn't work on. And so But computers are a constant changing application that you really have to stay up with, and I thoroughly enjoy that part of the business.
Well, we've said all of this to say what we're going to say here in a moment. It's time for us to take a break, but there's a lot of things to know about computers and hackers and people who would do you harm, and you are very familiar with that, right?
Oh, yes, sir.
So we're going to get into that. Don't go away. Stay with us during the break here. We come back. David Collinsworth and I will talk about what to do if you're hacked. We'll talk about the dangers that are lurking there for people with computers. This is Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And it's 7:46. Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks, Absolute Kubota. Fully staffed service center and parts department. Most of their minor services can be done the same day. Servicing Exmark, Kubota, Land Pride, Red Max, and Billy Goat, 1506 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning, Tina. I was moving a minor wreck a few minutes ago on 65 southbound near Vietnam Vets. Before you get down to OHB there through that part of Madison. Traffic's on the increase now on 24 up past Bell Road, coming in from Rutherford County down through Mount Juliet right now through Wilson County I-40 into Hermitage. Looks pretty good. Hey, Princess Hot Chicken is now open inside the Assembly Food Hall near the National Museum of African American Music on Broadway. Check it out at princesshotchicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Do you know why Rocky Williams Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Mount Juliet sells so many cars, trucks, SUVs, and muscle cars? Well, it all starts with a simple idea. Why not give everyone a hassle-free shopping experience for their new or used vehicle with no haggling, no negotiating, and no runaround? Every vehicle on the Rocky Williams lot is marked down incredibly low with the price posted on the window. You're treated with fairness and respect every time. No pressure, just a friendly, warm, inviting staff dedicated to finding the exact vehicle you need. So Rocky Williams Premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram has become the original no-haggle, one-price dealer. Go online to rockywilliams.com to see the incredible deals yourself. Every car and truck is listed with a no-haggle low price. This is for real, and you're gonna love it. People drive for miles to get some of the lowest prices in America on their new or used cars or trucks. Go to rockywilliams.com or come on over to our brand new spacious dealership next to Walmart in Mount Juliet.
Caring for a loved one is as natural as the weather, but just like the weather, one moment it's sunny and the next you find yourself in the middle of a storm. So when it came time to take care of my dad, I knew I needed help. A reprieve from the storm, so to speak. That's when I found the Pavilion Senior Living. They have expertise and experience to weather the storms in your loved one's life. And now I can rest easy. Thank you, Pavilion Senior Living. You should visit thepavilionseniorliving.com to find out more.
Coleman and Company, thanks for joining us here on a Monday morning. David Collinsworth is with us. CNF Office Machines. Are you looking for new customers?
I'm there to help.
All right. So, how do most people reach you?
Generally reach me through either the office phone number or the cell phone number, one of the two.
Okay. Well, I have your card. In fact, I think I've had it ever since you were over to Senior Citizen Center. But your main phone number, let me get my glasses on here so I make sure I get it right. 615-259-9588.
That's correct.
And that's where you can be reached, and you're actually working out of your home. But according to your card here, you sell and repair all types of office equipment, computers, printers, fax, typewriters, calculators, time clocks, copiers, etc. Also sell compatible toner and ink cartridges, and you can call for current pricing. Now, that's good to know. And you're one of fewer in our area really that are doing this sort of thing.
There's not many of us left. I see them every day. I was talking to a big company in Nashville the other day, and they're in the process of downsizing and getting out of the business. Yeah. And it's really a shame because there's always people that need equipment repaired, and it's just, I hate to see it go.
Well, I think people probably need to have some advice this morning, but we're always hearing about people getting hacked. That's the word that's used, and I don't know the definition of hacked, but if you ever have it happen to you. In fact, I had somebody sending emails out supposedly from me not too long ago, and wanting them to go buy a gift card because it was a niece's birthday or something, and I was out of town. That that's happens all the time, I guess.
Well, I tell customers, look, if you get an email that you're not sure about, all you got to do is to right click on that email and you can go down and see who that email is from. Most people don't know that. That's one of the nice features in your email, what you're dealing with. But personally, myself, I get
Right click on the email.
Right, click on the email, and there's an option down there to go see where the source is. And when you point at that, it will tell you exactly who that email was from. They'll give you their email address. It'll give you all the information, and all you've got to do at that point say, I don't recognize these people. What is this all about? And delete it. I personally do not open any email that I do not know who it's from, and even in some cases, if it doesn't look like a legitimate email from that person, I'll call them before I open that email up. Because you never know if somebody else has been hacked and is using that person's email in order to get to you. I mean, it's just a never-ending cycle.
Who do you think is doing most? Are they people in this country, or are there people outside the USA?
It comes from all over. You just got people that are just malicious and just want to do that, and then you've got actually people that are trying to get in to get something for nothing. I mean, it's been an ongoing battle ever since email has been out.
Now, what are the penalties, or do we have law enforcement or somebody, the federal government or somebody that looks after this at least a little bit and prosecutes a few of these?
Only in cases that I have seen, like this recent ransomware where we went through in that application, they can go back. What's aggravating is that every computer has what they call an IP address. It tells them exactly who that person is, and by tracing that IP address, they can trace back and find out where it came from. That's how they knew that this was coming from Russia. I mean, it's just one of those things, but it's most aggravating. There's not when it's from outside the United States, I don't guess there'd be a whole lot they could do about it. But it's one of those things that is most frustrating in regards to, if you've got proper software on your machine, generally you can keep this stuff from happening. But you still occasionally get something, and I tell all my customers and everybody that I deal with, if you get something on your screen that says, "Hey, I'm from Microsoft," that won't ever happen. Microsoft never contacts you through your computer individually. They'll either send you a registered letter, or there's some kind of an application in that situation. If something pops up on your screen and they say they're from Microsoft, it's not true. Do not open it. They'll come up and they'll say, "Hey, be sure don't shut your computer down." Well, what most people don't know is that at that point, if you shut your computer down and bring it back up, they've lost contact. It goes away. So it's just one of those.
It's that simple.
It's that simple. Yes.
Turn the computer off.
Just turn the computer off at that point, and then when you turn it back on, I guarantee you that message won't be there. But you get all kinds of email. They prey on people who do not know, and it's really a shame. It's nice to have someone that you can call to say, "Hey, I got something on my computer. What is this?" And it's just really a shame. They prey on older people, and like I say, people that don't have that much computer experience. And it's just most aggravating.
It can seem so real, so legit.
Oh, yes. I mean, what they send you, like I say they're from Microsoft, and you've got a problem with your computer. And whatever you do, don't turn your computer off. You need to call a phone number or something like that. It's all bogus. You will never get anything from Microsoft. You'll never get anything from your electric company. It's amazing the scams that go on out there, and it's like I say, it's a scary thing. Thank goodness. I mean, well, I've been in it for so long, I spot these things right away. But it's just a shame that they put people through this, because it can be most frustrating and very scary, because you don't know what to do.
All right, if this should happen and you immediately turn your computer off, you really don't have to worry about changing your password or changing, maybe getting a different credit card or debit card or something?
That is correct, because what I normally tell my customers is that, look, shut your machine down, bring it back on again. There's primarily 3 programs out there that I recommend for my customers. I've been running ever since 2005. One is the program's called CCleaner. What it does is that when you come off of your computer, most people don't realize when you're on the internet, wherever you go, their traffic puts what on your machine what's called cookies. It's the way for them to find out what you're interested in, what you're doing, what have you. The purpose of CCleaner is that it goes in and cleans out all that junk. I personally, every time I
Is
come
that
off,
CCleaners for cookie?
no, and it is the word CCleaner.
CCleaner, right.
And all you've got to do is go to Google and type in CCleaner, and they'll take you to their site, and you can download the program.
Okay.
It is free. They do have a bought version. I'm not particularly excited about their bought version because they try to load a bunch of extra stuff in your machine. They can do nothing but just kind of slow your machine down. But the program itself it's been around, like I say, since 2005. The other program that I highly recommend, and one that's an extremely strong program, has been around for a long time, is called Malwarebytes. That particular program, the free version, if you run it on a regular basis, will keep your machine clean. If you buy it, and it's, last time I checked, I think it was about $30 or $40 a year, it actually protects you when you go on the internet. While you're on the internet, if you start to go to a site that's a problem, or if something tries to download in your machine while you're on that site, like a Trojan virus, then what it will do is it'll literally stop you at that point and make sure it doesn't get in your machine. It'll actually pop up on the screen and say, hey, we stopped this.
Is it $30, $40 a year worth it?
It's well worth it, because also built in that program is a program that protects you from ransomware. Ransomware is a horrible program in that what it does when it gets in your machine over a period of about a month, it will go in and actually create a file that overrides your regular programs and will totally encrypt them to where at the end of that period, it'll come back and say, hey, if you don't pay us, you'll never get these files back. And that's what ransomware is. It destroys data, picture files, anything of that nature, and will corrupt your machine to a point to where you lose all your information. And if you don't pay that ransom, it's so encrypted. It's government level encryption that cannot be broken. And if you don't pay that ransom, you got no choice, but hopefully somewhere you've got some kind of a backup that'll let you put it back. If you don't, you're in big trouble.
Lord.
And it actually happened to the city of Atlanta. It's happened to a bunch of places you don't hear about. And so that's one reason why I like Malwarebytes. The third program is Windows Defender, which is a free antivirus program from Microsoft on Windows 10 machines, and does an excellent job. Between those 3, if you run them on a regular basis, you shouldn't have any problems. You can still get this, however, of this guy popping in and saying, hey, I'm from Microsoft, don't turn your computer off. Well, turn your computer off, my friends. That's what you need to do.
Well, you've given us a lot of good information here. Now, you mentioned Windows 10. Is that the...
That's the current thing, and Microsoft says that's going to be their last. Windows 10 is a good program. They constantly monitor it and make updates and what have you to keep you as safe as possible, but there's nothing out there bulletproof.
But you're still, well, I'll tell everybody, I got my Windows 10 from you, and at I'll have to say a very reasonable price. You've been I think a wonderful person to know to get the job done, and I appreciate you coming out this morning and sharing this with us. And if you can make a few coins from being here this morning and explaining this, that a lot of people need to know, because those people are out there waiting to prey on you. There's no question about that.
Yes, sir, they are. They're out there waiting for you, and I appreciate it, and I'm more than glad to share this information with people. you know, like I say, my end of it is I enjoy trying to help people, and glad you had me on this morning, and I appreciate it.
All right, well, we appreciate you, and again, this is David Collinsworth, and he has CNF office machines, works out of his home, but his main phone number is 615-259-9588. And David, thanks again for being with us, and hopefully we've helped a few people save some anguish in their lives. Join us tomorrow for Coleman and Company. Until then, I wish you a magnificent day.